Hello and welcome to this video all about being aligned, feeling aligned so you can grow an epic business, an aligned, soulfully led business, or as an entrepreneur, continue to grow multiple businesses, or if you're already successfully growing businesses, reconnecting to what it is that created that in the first place that felt so good. If you're new to this channel, my name is Melanie and I've been growing businesses since 2011, mostly in the wellness world. I am passionate and committed to helping people connect, feel realigned, and just take a beat, reset, ask themselves good questions so they can continue growing businesses that just feel good and feel exciting. So let's get started, because there's a reason why you clicked on this video. And it might be that you don't really know if you are aligned or not, but something just doesn't feel right. So let's go into those 5 reasons, those 5 key points that I know that I'm off, I'm not feeling aligned, something doesn't feel right. Because people say nobody quits a thriving business. And yeah, that's kind of true, but we're coming at it the wrong way. The question is, why isn't it thriving? And sometimes, more often than not, it's because there's an energetic mismatch, there's a misalignment. And sometimes all we need to do is tweak that to create that growth. It doesn't mean that we have to quit a business, we just have to tweak our alignment with it. So sign number 1, it's just a feeling, probably coming from the gut, that solar plexus area, which is where the identity of true self is, or maybe the heart center. You know, especially if we connect more with the heart, we might get a feeling here like a flutter that something doesn't feel right. And maybe we don't know what it is, but the truth is we don't need to know what it is. We don't need to get the mind involved that it's going to analyze and dissect and pull it apart. We just have to trust that gut and trust the feeling that something's off and we need to do something about it. Sign number 2, you're scanning for something else. You're looking for something else to do, something else to create, a bit of that shiny penny syndrome. Oh, this might be a better option. This might be a better choice. You're looking for something external to give you that feeling of alignment, when really it's going to come from within. It's not going to come from necessarily doing something else. What you're already doing might be the perfect fit, but you just need to make some adjustments. Or it might be that you need to look outside of you, but there's no point in looking outside until you understand what it is that you want and what's clear for you. Clarity can't come from external factors. It will come from within, from that feeling of true connection. Sign number 3, you're beginning to outsource your power. You're looking for validation from outside of you, from other people, from other aspects. Now, of course, we can have mentorship and we can have coaching and we can look to others for inspiration, for aspiration, for motivation. But when we start looking at other people to give us everything, then we're giving our power away. And we're basing our life and our business on their agenda or their narrative or their perspective, their paradigms. When again, alignment doesn't come from other people, it comes from that connection to true self, to within. Sign number 4 is that you're feeling more in your head than in your body. So again, you're coming to that place of negotiating with yourself, analyzing with yourself, dissecting situations with yourself. There's a lot of chatter in the head and you're not actually connecting in and embodying what it is that you want to create, embodying what you want to feel, embodying the life that you want to experience and to live. The mind will always go to ego and the ego will always go to fear, go to protection. But when we come to love, we come to the truth, we come to connection. And love doesn't come from ego. It comes from all places, right? And sometimes we all feel it in different places. Again, it could be that gut, it could be the heart, it could just be this overwhelming feeling. It could be an auric feeling, a magnetic, that radiant pulse feeling, but it's not something that just comes from the chatter, from the internal chatter. The internal chatter comes from programming, comes from paradigms, come from other people's ideas and expectations. Again, we want to go inwards to feel that alignment. And number 5, you're just going through the motions. Maybe you're doing things that you feel like you should be doing or people are expecting you to do, but you're not asking yourself, you're not connecting in with yourself with what feels right and what feels true and what feels necessary, coming from that calmness and stillness rather than that external place of validation. The reality is that there are aspects of your business that might feel a bit boring and might feel like, do I really have to do this? Especially if you're not at a place yet where you're able to delegate certain aspects. But that's fine, because you know maybe that's part of what you need to do right now. But if it's just a blanket sort of habitual, almost just zoned out, doesn't feel good, doesn't feel right, you're just doing it because you feel like you should be doing it. Very different energy, very different vibe, very low frequency. So those are 5 key signs that you want to be bringing in awareness to, bringing in mindfulness to, bringing that sense of, let's have a look at the bigger picture here rather than just being in it. So what's the solution and what do we do next? Well, the first thing that's really important is, I kind of touched on already, you don't have to quit something just because you don't feel aligned. It's not about throwing everything away that you've worked hard at. It's a first step is to ask yourself how you can align with it. How can you realign with what you're doing and what you created? And then once you've taken that time and that moment and that consideration, and it still feels like, actually, this, I'm just worlds apart from what this was, then obviously you might want to start exploring something else. But start there first. And I have to say, for me, my biggest tip is meditation. It's finding stillness. So let's just get out of our heads already thinking that meditation is about sitting in a cave for hours on end and just contemplating life, because we're in the Western world and we don't have to do that. We don't need to do that. We can't do that. But what we can do is we can bring in mindfulness, we can bring in awareness, we can do short 3 to 5 minute meditations that have an extraordinary difference to our days and to our life. In fact, that's why I started the Radiant Portal, which I'm launching actually, fingers crossed, on Monday. So if you're wanting to get that founding membership for a meditation library for all of you out there who are the workers and the doers and the thriving and the striving, it's going to be perfect for you, because it's going to help you reset, realign, reconnect. And great for, I'm going to do meditations for before discovery calls, client calls, morning meditations, the whole shebang. So it's going to be great. But anyway, this is my top tip, is meditation, is taking a moment. It could even be when you're washing up. Just connect internally to your body, to sensations, to what you're doing. Even when you're eating, connect to the food, connect to the drink, feel the tea in your mouth going down your throat. Have that mindfulness moment. Slow down the busyness of the mind. Let me tell you, I didn't start meditating because I already had a calm mind. I started meditating because I think I had the busiest mind out of everybody I knew. My thoughts were just always going, and randomly, like I felt I had no control over any of it. And then I realized that actually no one else is going to control these thoughts if I don't intercept. And I needed to master these thoughts rather than the thoughts being the master of myself. So taking that time, whatever that looks like for you, whether it's a guided meditation on YouTube, whether it's the Radiant Portal, whether it's just coming back into sensations of the body and getting out of the mind, or going to a yoga class, whatever it is, it's going to work for you. But take these moments, because they are a game changer for your business and for a longevity of business. Another tip would be even taking 3 deep breaths every single day can make a vast difference. Or bringing in mantras. So I love to lean towards Kundalini mantras. You could lean towards pure affirmations in English vocabulary, whatever works for you. But I do have more videos on YouTube that I'll link in actually at the end of this video, so you can have a look about how to align and some top tips there as well. But otherwise, I hope you found this video really helpful, and I hope to see you next Wednesday for Kundalini Yoga meditation, and then next Thursday as well for some more chats. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.